Okay, welcome back. So we are still on project on the array. So now we want to talk about how to pick randomly names from array. And so we have learned random before. It seems during string or something, such that any numbers can be picked randomly. I want to believe you have not forgotten. So match.random, if you can still remember. So whereby we said match.random, we just pick any number between 0 and 1, and then to make it a whole number we try to multiply it by 10. Then we also tried to include math.round or math.floor, whichever one you choose, so as to avoid the decimal numbers there. So now in this case we are not talking about, no, we want to pick from the list of names, list of elements inside the array. So now I'm using this trick just like a kind of game, like who is getting married. So now this is going to comprise of both function and array. So you're learning two things together. So you're gonna see how you can match function with array. So these are function. Now I've declared a function keyword, then what is the function name is who is getting married. Then I also declare a parameter, so which I name as who. So now I need to open my code block. Okay, so opening my code block, so I'm going to declare some variables. What should we say, name of next to marry. Okay, let's use next to marry. Next to marry. So let's next to marry to be, so let it to be who is getting married. This who, I've opened the parameter here, and the parameter is who, right? So now we want it to be who dot length, so meaning the length of every element under who. Then enter. So another thing now is we want to talk about random selection. So how do we do that? We say what name can I use now? Next to marry. Okay, no, suggested people. So let me use suggested people here. Suggested people. Okay, then I come here and use next to marry. So now after we have, now this who does length, now surely the answer is going to give us number. If we are to log this out, maybe through document.write or console.log, whichever way, it's going to give us a number because it's going to count the number of elements under who. But we have not actually, okay, so before I write in the code inside the code block, before I write my function code, let me quickly come down and open array. So our array name can be, what name should I use? That's okay. Let's to marry. Sorry. Let's to marry. Then we are going to input our elements. So this is an array now. Oh no, so this is array. Then what are those names we should put? Let me put Abdullah, Bilal. Okay, so now we have all these names here. Then we need to bring out our console.log or document.write. So this document.write now is what we are going to use to connect what is it called, our that's what we are going to use to connect our function with our array. What is the name of the function is who is getting married, so that's what we're going to write there. Who getting married. So remember that it's a function, so you're going to declare your parentheses. So now this parenthesis here, now under function we use who, but in this case for us to link this with this, then we need to use this one, this variable here, to marry. So this, when we put to marry here now, that is telling our system that this variable here, this parameter here, rather this parameter here who, is now equivalent to the parameter here to marry. Are you getting that? And this parameter is gotten from this variable. So eventually whenever you are coding, you know, function, you have who here, so you can't bring in what is outside this function and code it inside this code block. So you can't bring to marry and say to marry dot length, because it's not part of that function. So we need to connect them somehow. So this is what this function, the code block, will understand, because this is the parameter under this function. Are you getting that? And that is what this code block will only understand. And the array we want to use is not part of this function, it is outside the function. How do we relate them together? That is why under our array we open another function, document.write, and we said what should it write? This function who is getting married, and we are now passing a parameter, we are now passing an argument that to marry. Remember, I don't know if you are getting it, this function name is the same thing as this, so it is referencing this function name, and whatever that is inside this parenthesis, it will be equivalent to this. So we are passing an argument here now that to marry should stand in place of who. I don't know if you are getting the gist. Okay, so let me assume you are getting it. Okay, so let's continue with what we are coding here. We said let suggested people be equal to who dot length. Remember this who is the same thing as to marry, so meaning that the answer to this is 1 2 3 4. So the answer to this is 4, so it's going to give us 4. So now let's next to marry, the person that's getting married, because we don't want we know random naturally will be bringing decimal numbers, and we don't want decimal numbers, so we can easily start with math dot floor or round, whichever one you're going to use. Then we are now going to open a parenthesis, and that is where we're going to put our random. Are you getting? I don't know if you're getting it now. So math dot random now. Math dot random. So math dot random. Okay, it is better to use floor so that it will round it down. It won't be more than 4 that we have here. So math dot random. We know that math dot random is something between 0 and 1, numbers between 0 and 1. So because of that, we want to multiply it by this who dot length. Hope I'm speaking the language you understand. So the who dot length is what is the variable suggested people. Okay, so having done this, then we are going to tell it that I'm coming. So let this suggested person, okay, suggested people, then so another name now, so we can just select random person, as in that person that will be picked. let random person be equal to who. So now will be, what is the parameter that we have here is who, and then we want to let it know that we are talking about array now. Okay, so we need to let it know that we are talking about array, and then we put in our next to marry there, because that is what is containing all this. Are you getting it now? So we want it to know that it is what is it called? It is an array. So now we're going to tell it what to return. Now say return random person. So what do we want it to return? We can just say pick the name, and the name of the person now is the random person. So these are connected. This is function, this is function parameter, and this is declaring an array. Are you getting it now? And it's a number because that is what you declared here. Good. Alright, so return, what should we return? Or we can just say, okay, random person, random person, then we concatenate let me put this there, random person, you had the next person to get married. Okay, so having saved our work, let's go here to okay, we have it open already. Let's go here to view it. Okay, undefined, you are the next person to get married. Okay, let me see why it is on. Oh, sorry, this match.random, I didn't declare what is it called, a parenthesis. It's because it's a function, so it must have a parenthesis. Okay, so Uzaifa, you are the next person to get married. If you refresh again, going to bring another name. Abdullah, you are the next person to get married. Uzaifa again. Umar, then Bilal, then Umar again, then Bilal, then Umar, then Abdullah, Umar. So it's just like that. Okay, see you in the next class. Bye.